Thank you, Mr. Harnett. It is an honor to be speaking at this evening's graduation ceremony. I remember the first graduation that I attended. Most distinctly, I remember sitting there thinking, wow, I hope I never make a speech that boring. This class, however, is an unusual class, with many exceptions to the rules. Yet somehow, the fact that there are so many exceptions in our class is not strange. When I was writing this speech, people repeatedly asked if I would be writing about this topic or about that. Would I talk about my experiences in chorus? Would I talk about humanities courses? About coming here from New Milford and how much I prefer music? Many people asked if I would write about envirothon, which I owe as much to as I do music. But to quote Homer's The Odyssey, why go again through all of this? It is tedious for me to repeat a tale already plainly told. I suspect Mr. Lee would say something similar, and include the word hackneyed in there somewhere. Although there are interesting stories in each of these experiences, like roadkill owl cookies and badly timed laughs, they have already been told and witnessed. What has not been told, however, is what we are as a whole class. Perhaps we are not the ones to tell the story, but even from the inside, we can tell we are an unusual group. Part of it may be the changes that have occurred within the school. We arrived not many years after major renovations. Teachers have been hired, some of whom have changed whole classes, and other teachers have retired, 6 in 1 year. We have had 3 principals. Schedules have changed. Friends have changed or revealed themselves to be different than they once seemed. We have realized secrets we have not dared tell even ourselves. Every year, something has changed. Often several things. We are used to change. Graduation is not all that different. If we are already used to change, graduating loses some of its fear. It is easier to feel prepared for something that is not too different from what we consider normal. Part of it may also be our views. We are the largest class in the school. We are also the least responsive to school spirit. Usually freshmen have no school spirit, and typically by senior year, there is at least one person who makes the entire class appear as if it had school spirit. We have maintained our lack of spirit all 4 years. However, this only means our priorities are different from other classes. When it comes down to it, this is a great school, but truly, it is just a school. It does not mean we do not care about our school, only that showing it is not our priority. Whether or not it should be is debatable, but not worth debating. It changes nothing. But not all of our views are different. In freshman year, we were told that these 4 years would fly past. Some of us only believe it now, as is typical. But when we think they flew past, you're forgetting staying up late to do homework, getting up early to do homework, tearing the hair out over that English paper, or health class. Any one of those years. However, if we think those 4 years dragged by, we're not remembering getting cast in school play junior year, scoring that perfect touchdown in that football game against Kumobo, suddenly realizing you were actually smart in that algebra class, or hanging out with that friend who would not stop telling "that's what she said" jokes. Those moments are what made our time worthwhile, although the learning helped too. However, more important events than these have shaped our generation and our class. Some that did not change our perception of high school so much as they did our view of everything else. We are some of the youngest people to remember 9/11, and we have seen the economy crash down just as we were beginning to think about college. We have seen our country go to war twice and seen the consequences on America, the world, and our families. We have seen the effects of climate change on our world, although some may debate that. And closer to home, we have all shared tragedies these last 4 years, and we can all think of people who should have been here today to see a daughter or sister, or even to graduate. Although many see the effects of choice, we've also witnessed the effects of chance. But we have also seen the world go on. We are an unusual class, cynical and hopeful, tragic and comical, a paradox. But perhaps we are no stranger than the class before or after us, despite our experiences. Transitions are always difficult. They're difficult for everyone. That is why we have these celebrations and ceremonies between them. But once the transition has passed, things will somehow be all right. Humans are made to adapt to transitions, and our class is its epitome. Which brings us back to the present. We are at another transition now, and we are realizing and sharing what makes us unique in this school. No one can say we are not ready to move on, but no one can say we are prepared for the transition either. We will bring our differences and similarities to every other class with us when we go our separate ways. Some things never change, some things never stay. And perhaps it is when we see those changes that we will know who we actually are and will be. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Emma. Pleased to invite at this time Chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Philip Hart, Assistant Principal, Mr. Ian Streeter, now to present the class. Cheyenne Eva Nettleton. Catherine Marie Burrell. Jeremy Christopher Downs. Rebecca Patricia Esther Purdy. Nicole Allison Waldron. With honor, Alexa Mary Curtis. Presenting her diploma to her daughter, Miss Gina Jasmine. Taylor Francis Jasmine. With honor, Caitlin Corinne Lyle. Bryn Lee Hallstrom.